Hi, welcome back to the channel. Another episode of my success story. Was doing really well. Got married, got a nice car and a home, a good job. Then suddenly, car was sold at 30%. Job loss because without a car, you can't fulfill the job requirement. And I just felt that all has lost. All is lost already. What should we do? We have climbed so high up, and then next moment we lose everything. We lose the car, the home, the wife, and everything. It was so devastating for me. So this episode, you'll see the downfall. Alright, this was the doing well period. We worked hard. We got our security guard job fulfilled, and next we're heading towards the head of security. And I was also upgrading. Be it everything in terms of looking at nice car, better cars, 90s, right? 90s car, and then that is something we got. And of course, after fulfilling another 3 months of deputy head of security is within reach. So was really happy, and was thinking of going for college. So I did that. Of course, the cost of college is really high, but I decided to go for it because eventually you will need it. So we have to work really hard on the becoming the next job as well, because security is just the side job. So we got to focus on the other job, which also requires a better home, which we got ourselves a studio apartment. And being the head of security, there's a lot of additional income. And the next, we are looking for a junior manager, and we need to fulfill that 3 months of head of security. So within no time, we have really hit that target, and we managed to do some good activities to keep our mood up, be it hang out with friends, and of course a good night's sleep, jogging, boxing or hockey to keep our health up. And then next moment, we already got ourselves to become senior manager, and we're working towards the department head in no time. So everything was really good, really smooth, getting nice clothing. As a senior manager, you can see a nice car, and my college is just 5 months into graduation. So it's really happy. Department head. Alright, it's perfect, right? So beautiful. Life is great. So college was done, and further learning cost me 1.8 thousand, and it's only for 2 months, so I thought I could actually endure it, no problem. Yes, definitely it's exceeded my budget, but I just wouldn't care because we are just speeding ahead towards my next progression, right? So branch director, what an attractive position, right? So definitely we are striving for that. And then of course the next level, before you go there, you need to be a top manager. And strange enough, this next job is a janitor. So big, but of course janitor will bring you to another higher tiered kind of work, so we got to do that. And was looking at all the achievements, feeling happy, feeling lucky, as well as some worries like house is not good, but I'm so far keeping my expenses within tabs of my income. As a department head with further learning, culinary school will be next up, which then exceeded my budget, but I thought we'll need that because we'll need to work to become a cook eventually. Will bring us great profits, great salary that will allow us to progress further. So I decided, why not just go for the course and eventually put to good use. At the same time, trying to keep up my mood by having these really cheap activities. Not going to spend much right now because so far so good. We are able to keep our mood up. And then here comes branch director, 1.9k. That's great, right? So of course cook will be the next, as I already graduated from the cutlery school. To keep myself mood up, they'll be getting either a dog as well as a girlfriend. And of course, if we wish to, we could actually further our studies. So sales manager course over 6 months, and definitely that exceeds the budget again. $880 a month, which is a lot. At the same time, thinking of getting a dog first and then see how things goes. And next moment, spending really cheap activity again. And of course, having a dog right now is so-called lift up my mood slightly, no longer so lonely. So that was great. Branch director, graduated from culinary, but feel that the housing is no good. I want a bigger apartment, and living alone is really no good. Well, should I get a girlfriend eventually? But of course, we should move on to better accommodation, a mid-range apartment. Alright, why not? Let's upgrade our living. Our living standards are much better. Being a branch director, commanding a good salary, able to afford a car, a good accommodation, and the dog. Of course, girlfriend will be next, right? So before that will be fiance, and then, well, we'll be married eventually. So was really happy with all these rewards and achievement. Of course, we strive to be better. Branch director, cook, but before that we need to be a janitor. So that's the training before you become a cook. So you got to demote yourself from a branch director eventually to become a janitor, which is demeaning, but no choice because you want to progress. Then you got to work your way up by first being a janitor, and then next we're gonna change our food, upgrade our food. We are going into the cutlery business soon, so we're gonna better upgrade our living in terms of food. And we'll see. Wow, a sedan costs $13,500. That's a lot. And I think as a janitor, it doesn't need that at this juncture. So probably we'll spend on that later. And meanwhile, keeping my mood and health up is really important, because been playing a lot on those stock markets. That's been draining, and of course it's necessary because you need to upkeep your expenses, which is exceeding your income right now. So I was really confident that we could actually do it that way, surviving using the stock market, and at the same time chill out and relax, spending a bit of money before we move on to the next role as a janitor. Alright, so that was what I did. As everything goes smoothly, we proceed soon to be the janitor. So being a janitor was just the first step of the culinary business. So eventually, after being a janitor, I could be a cook, and of course a great cook eventually. And being a janitor drastically reduced my income, but I still maintain the livelihood of being rich, and I took out even more expenses by being course, and eventually I spent more money hanging out, playing football and whatnot, and I accepted the job as a dishwasher, which gives me a slightly better income. But more importantly, we need to progress even further, and I definitely need to maintain that kind of standards by living now into a suite. So, and of course better food, TV dinners, no longer cheap burgers, and we need to proceed to the next step, a suite of $820 a month. That's a lot, but definitely with that we became a cook. A cook for 3 months, we can be a next level of a better cook. So of course, being a cook, we can't no longer eat TV dinners. We should be eating better meals like a cheap cafe, and of course we should get a new sedan really quick. Alright, so again, trying our best to keep our mood up. Being a cook is quite demanding, and we next have become a chef. So 3.75 thousand, not too bad. I mean, we got a HR management program completed. Fiance will be next in line. We can't be girlfriend boyfriend for too long, and we completed quite a bit of course. I was thinking, why not we go for construction course, since construction line will be after cook. let's go for it in advance, and we keep on incurring expenses and hopefully financing choosing the stock market again. So again, we got a better home downtown, and we soon will be a head of chef. We have huge top of the cutlery. Nothing can stop us. We just proceed further, and of course, after being the head chef, we'll become an intern, so we can move on to construction company. And being an intern drastically dropped our income, but we still maintain our lifestyle. Very great, happy, everything was cool, everything was great, and of course looking forward to be a specialist after being an intern for 3 months, and accepted that as well, moving really smooth, and of course eyeing for the 3.2 thousand, playing a bit of stock market, and at the same time trying to finance my already very huge burden. Unfortunately, things doesn't go right. It seems like we will need to sell our car for 30% of its cost, and without the car we couldn't survive. I mean, why? Because we need the car, which is a requirement for the job. So I try my very hard to play in the stock market, trying to finance my lifestyle, and at the same time trying to buy back the car. But things doesn't really work out sometimes. It doesn't always in your favor. Things got bad, and eventually we're running out of time. We will not be able to fulfill buying a car, and I'm losing the car. It means I lose my job. That's what's happening. Lost everything. I'm back to square one. I don't have a job. I can't even trade. Oh no.